Okay, we're back. We're going to talk about the first couple sections of tutorial 1, but I also want to talk a little bit about the earlier tutorials which we didn't talk about that I think are kind of important. And they have to do with the actual spreadsheet itself. I want to start here by saying that this is a spreadsheet. We're going to talk about how we invoke this here in a second, but once it's up, you can see that I have, it looks much like Word, if those of you who've taken Word or use Word. It's the upper part of it has what they call these ribbon tabs. There's 8 of them here on our particular ribbon. There's File, Home, Insert, Page Layout, and so forth. Okay. Each one of these has a set of commands or instructions or tools that you can use to help manipulate the spreadsheet. And again, I'll talk about that spreadsheet here in a second, what that looks like. Under the Home tab, the Home ribbon, we have all of these particular options. The clipboard option, the font option, alignment, numbers. We're going to learn about these as we go along. Insert, I can insert a table, an illustration, I can insert a chart, I can insert spark lines, and blah blah blah. Page layout. What is the page going to look like? How can I manipulate that? There's themes, page setup, scale to fit, and other things. Formulas. This is the fun part. The function library, define names, and so on and so forth. The data tab. When I click on the data tab, I get other options that help me deal with the data or data that I have in my spreadsheet. Okay. And the other two, review and view. The one we're going to be using commonly for the first couple days, first couple weeks, is the Home tab. Okay, first of all, with this is a spreadsheet. That you're looking at a spreadsheet which is part of a workbook or a worksheet that's part of a workbook. What do I mean by worksheet and workbook? Look in the top here, it says Book 1. We haven't named this file, so it says Book 1. Microsoft Office. If I scroll down here, I'm going to show you the bottom tab here. Notice how I have these tabs down here on the bottom left. They're just simply named Sheet 1, Sheet 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. When you first invoke Excel, you get 3 sheets. And I can add sheets by simply left click on the mouse over this particular icon, and it says Insert Worksheet. I left click here, and now I've got a 6th worksheet. Now I have a 7th one, and I can keep going for as long as it allows me to go. I'm going to go back to Sheet 1 here, and Sheet 1 is now my active sheet, and I know it is because Sheet 1, the tab, is white. The other ones are not. Therefore, Sheet 1 is the active sheet. Notice how I've got columns here, A through what you can see is AC. This is row 1 all the way down to what you can see as row 40. The thing about Excel you have to understand is this is one big sheet, and what we're looking at right now is the upper left piece of this worksheet. Okay. I can have more, I got 26 columns, 27, 28, 29. If I go down here to my scroll bar that goes to the right, if I push on this arrow, it keeps going all the way across. And notice how when I push on that button, I've gone from AD, AE, AF, blah, 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 all the way over to AZ, and now I'm starting over. BA, BB, BC. How far can it go? Well, let's try one of our first things we can do here. I'm going to go to Find and Select up here in the Home tab. In the Home tab, I'm going to go to Find and Select in the Editing block. I'm going to click on that button, and look what I have. I just right clicked, and now I have, what's that, about 11 options here. Okay, we're going to do Find and Replace later on, but I want to do Go To. I'm going to click on Go To, and then I get this dialog box. What do you want to go to? Well, I'm going to get rid of that. I don't know where that came from. I'm going to get rid of that again because I don't know what that's about. And I'm going to go, I want to go to ZZ909. Okay, so now I'm in ZZ909. Here's column ZZ, and I'm in row 909. Think about how far that is. We were at the single letters A through Z, then we went AA, AB, AC, and then it went BA, BB, BC. And so now we've multiplied that by almost, what, 26 times 25 times 24 times 23. And that's how many columns we have in this particular worksheet. We can go that I can go even farther if I wanted to, but I just wanted to show you what I knew I can get to. My active cell is ZZ909. And how do I know that? Well, let's see where ZZ909, it didn't show me, there it is. Notice how ZZ is a highlighted row. 909 is a highlighted, I'm sorry, ZZ is the highlighted column. 909 is a highlighted row. And there's my active cell right there. If I were to click somewhere here in the middle, notice how my active cell now is ZK890, and I know that because it shows me right there that that is my active cell. Okay, so how do I get back to AA? Because I'm done manipulating data here and it all kind of working together. How do I get back to AA, or to column A, row A? Well, one of the things I can do, I can press the home key on my keyboard, but all that's going to do is take me back to the A column, but I'm still going to be in the 90 or the 890 row. But if I press Control Home, look how fast it got me back to A1. It was pretty instantaneous. The reason I wanted to show that to you was to let you know that the Excel worksheet isn't just what you see on your screen. We can scroll right almost indefinitely, and we can scroll down almost indefinitely. It is a big worksheet. We're not going to use that much room, but just so you know, this is what it looks like. Okay, so we talked about the worksheets. This is a workbook. This is book number 1, workbook, and a workbook has many worksheets in it. So when I say go to a workbook, you just pull up a workbook and we'll figure out which worksheet to go in. This is a worksheet, what you're looking at, that is part of a workbook. We just changed the active cells. You can figure out, you can look at that, the graph, the figure 1-2 on EX6 shows you how to get around. It's pretty simple. I can either just put my cursor in the middle of whatever cell I want to go to here, in this case L11, or I can go to E7. I can go back down to 018. All I'm doing is just putting my cursor over the cell I want to go to and just click on it. We did the go to box on the top of EX7. We can do our down arrows to get down. I'm pushing my down arrow now. I'm pushing my left arrow. I'm pushing my up arrow and my right arrow. So that's the way to get around too if we wanted to. So now we can move up to, let's see, E9. I think what we'll do is we'll stop here since it's about 8.5 minutes in. I'm going to stop here. But play around with this and take a look and see how comfortable you are with this. Again, understand that when we talk about go to the Insert tab of our ribbon, that means I'm going to go up here and click on Insert. Go to the Formula tab of our ribbon, because whatever we're going to use is right inside here. Go back to the Home tab, and that's how we do that. The File tab is nothing more than how do we manipulate the actual workbook. Do I save it? Save as. I want to open or close one. I want to print, send and save, but these are other options that really don't work, that don't play a role when we're actually manipulating the workbook or the worksheet, but just have to know that this is what we're going to be doing later on. The 7 major ones begin with the Home tab and go all the way across. So play around with that a little bit, and then we'll come back and we'll start at the top of page EX9.